a little bit. So actually, right. So I invite you, like, so yeah. So Miss Joe, right. So working, like, she's working at Tiki Comedy right now, one of the biggest commercial platform, internet platform, right? Yeah. So Joe, maybe you can say, even even we don't have any audiences, right? But just say hello and, like, introduce yourself a little bit, right? Yeah.
Han, and maybe for more audience later. I'm Châu. I'm come from Đắk Minh and Đắk Nông province, but I came to Saigon around 10 years, and I worked for a Tiki platform around 5 years and 2 months.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So today, I really happy when I have the invitation from you to join this
Mhm.
meeting and sharing some experience and maybe for idea for e-commerce.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So once again, I want to say thank you that you accepted my invitation. Yeah. So we come here and we have, a small talk about e-commerce, right? So I know that, some of my students, they are very interested about internet, right? So even they ask me some question like, teachers, do you know, like, what is e-commerce is, right? So I want to become, the trader. I want to become, the TikTok influencers or something like that. Yeah. So that's the reason I invite you to come here and share some basic information, that, and some of your experience you have, right? Okay. So maybe we start with the first question, right? So because I know that you have worked in Tiki for many years, right? So can you, the first one, you give the short, like, definition about e-commerce, right? So maybe the student, they can understand what it is, right? Okay, so Joe, can you share
Yeah.
something about e-commerce?
So I think I will have the simple definition about the e-commerce platform. This like the place to connect the shopper and the buyer.
Mm,
Because when you want to buy via online website for any item, you will pick on the website, right? You will add to your shopping cart, and after that, you want to someone to pack your packets and deliver to your destination, maybe for your home address or school address.
mm,
So this is the simple definition.
yeah, right. So after the definitions, so I hope that the student can understand easily, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so you know that, right? So nowadays, so there are many e-commerce platforms such as, TikTok or store, right? I don't know the name exactly, the name of
Shopee, right? Shopee, right? Shopee,
Shopee,
yeah,
yeah,
Lazada,
Shopee,
right?
Lazada, and TikTok Shop, right? So you
Yeah.
know what the reason, like, so many people that are interested about Shopee or Tiki or Lazada or even the TikTok Shop, right? Yeah. So there are many, discounts, or so that mean, what I mean is, what make the people interest in, right? So yeah, maybe you can
What
talk
is the
about,
reason, right? What is the
yeah,
reason
the
why
reason, right?
people really, yeah. Uh, for my experience to easy explain that, you will can have one click and
Mm,
you will have the relevant products that you
mm,
want. Only you search by have the image, you
mm,
read the content, right? You can compare the price for online website, and after that you want to have the free shipping or how to send to your destination place, but
mm,
really quicker
mm,
and cheaper. So I think that is the reason for many people really interested about us. And the second thing, I believe that people want to have more time to
mm,
do another task. Instead of I will go to the store, I go to the supermarket or maybe for local market, right? I choose the product, but maybe I don't have satisfied about this product. But online platform will have the massive election for your product, so maybe you will more happier about this product. So this is the reason why I choose shopping online.
Yeah, maybe the same idea with me too. Yeah, so even I'm the person who hardly ever go shopping online. Yeah, because most of my items are the things, other stuff I want to buy. It's quite basic. Just basic. Clothes or something I can ask my sister to order to me. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So we can admit it. Okay. So okay, that. Yeah. So yeah. So after we listen to your definition about e-commerce and the reason why more and more people they are interested in shopping online. Yeah. So as reason you listed out, right? So we come back to the student, right? So when the student they want to work in well-known companies such as the Tiki, Lazada, and Shopee, right? So right now, when they are students, so what the skills or what their experience they need to prepare. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is a big question, right? Because it depends on your maybe for industry, your field, or maybe for a specific job you want to apply in the futures. Because maybe for high student, they do not have the ideas for what the majors they will learn in the futures. But I believe that we can separate it into two parts. The past one for general idea for all the student, and the second one for the specific field for it's like suitable for each major. So it's easier to adaptation. And the first one, yeah, for general idea, I believe that people can prepare the mindset in order to build a sustainable, profitable, and long-term business online. We have to nurture the right mindset. So week one, right? We have need to take the responsibility for every daily action, because small steps can affect your long-term process. The second one is stop making excuse, because maybe this is the habits for all students. They don't want to this is my fault and I will fix it. And they don't have this mindset. And the third one is stay focused and on what you do, and you have to stay focused for your solution, because on business they want to the people can enjoy their business and solve the problem. They don't want to have the student or internship early for learning. Yeah, they want to the people fix the problem so they can practice for daily. For example, when you have the exercise for student can have many ways to solve it, right? And we can show the better way, maybe for the best way in the class. So this is the how the methods you can learn. Or maybe for people, for your mom, send your task like do houseworks. Maybe you can understand what they want and how many way you can do it. And you can have the time management for every task. And after that, you can compare and make your mom more satisfaction. So this is the way I learn, and I believe that the mindset is really important. And the second one is ongoing learning, because the e-commerce is more technology field. So you always have to learn about the new methods of your competitor, right? Or maybe for it's challenging to learn to support the customer, because customer demand always want to more quicker, more cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, and have the better service. So you have to learn around you. You learn about your teacher, you learn about your partners, you learn about team member all around you, and maybe for self-learning. You have to this skill because self-learning is the best way to become the successful entrepreneurs. So this is the first one for the idea for general students. And the second one is depend on your interest or your future majors. For example, I work on supply chain function. So they want to know what is the supply chain fields. What is the fields in your business, maybe for operation, for finance, accounting, right? So for marketing, for sales, what they will do, what is the responsibility, and how we can learn from now to prepare for the futures. For example, in the technology, we will have the host job, for example, for data analysis.
Yeah, exactly. So data
because data analysis. So what does this mean, right? We will show a massive data for the business, but they can do by manual works. So they have to learn about the new techniques or tools, for example, for SQL, for errors, for maybe for Python. So you can solve the big problem and have the support to the decision making for the higher levels. So I believe that it depends your future job that you can learn from now.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one, the student, they need to be they need to be prepared for their mindset, right? So if they want to understand the business, they need to, the first one, self-study and get a very good mindset, right? And the second one, for the student who are like university students, they need to learn some, we say the we're gonna say the academic skills, right? So for example, the first one you mentioned, that data analysis, right? So data analysis, that means you understand the data, you read the data, and then you give the solution to your boss or your managers, right? So seem that right now, seem that right now the student, if they want to be successful in their any field, right, they need to understand really about the first one, themselves, and the second one, the market or the people around themselves.
Exactly.
Okay.
100% agree.
So when I teach English to, but I try to deliver the lesson to my student, I try to open their mindset first. Because some of the students, they don't have a good foundation. That means they cannot remember some simple tenses and even the simple words that they need to and they must remember. So but I try to encourage them, that say, I try to say, okay, so the first one you can understand by yourself, but don't try to learn by heart, right? So if you cannot remember, that means you have some problem. So try to come back and fix it. So I'm trying to help the students solve the problem, right? Because I know that they have the big way, right? So the brilliant future I have. So they need some skills, and they need to well prepared, right? They need to be well prepared.
Exactly.
Okay. So can you guess? So to a prediction, to make a prediction, so maybe in the future, so what the people, especially for the student, if they are interested in about the e-commerce, so they have, so in the future, so there many job opportunities for them, right? So the common questions Yeah, because that they are afraid that in the future they don't have many job opportunities, so
Yeah.
maybe they cannot find the job that they like, right? So even if we compare to our generation, we always have that questions, what is hot job? So in the future, that job still the good or the best one, right? Yeah. So just in your opinion, so what do you think about e-commerce in the future?
Uh, like this is like the trend for the student, right?
Yeah.
I believe that this is the field really trendy
Mm,
because in the past, when I come to university, I didn't found any major related to e-commerce
mm,
and e-commerce platform. But
mm,
from now, you can search in the internet. A
mm,
lot of college and university they have the main majors for e-commerce,
mm,
and it's really surprised to me when I work with some younger partner. They learn about it majors, so
mm,
it's really good for them because they prepare a lot of mindsets, a
mm,
lot of techniques and business case study for them.
mm,
They apply the model in Vietnam and for international business also.
mm,
So I believe that this is the trend for students from now on.
mm. Yeah. Okay. So I will deliver your message to my student, right? Yeah. So I think too, right? So yeah, I think so because that people nowadays they are more busier than in the past, right? So when they want to order something, they tend to order something on the internet, right? And
Yes.
yeah, so even they are super busy, they don't have any much time to do some that stuff, right? So I think yeah, so I can imagine we can do business without the border, right? So that means
Yeah.
so like Alibaba or Taobao, right? So even we can sell online
Yeah.
via these platforms, right? So the students they have more opportunities, so they need to prepare some yeah some some hard skills and even some soft skills, right, to catch that trend, right? Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second idea from you is like the cross-border business.
Hmm.
Because when we have easier law and we have changing the customer behavior,
Hmm.
like more shopping via online platform,
Hmm.
or we can easier have the item from the international business, for example for Amazon or Alibaba or other platform for over the world. So it's like a cross-border, so it's connected from the international business to local business, how to deliver the product
Hmm.
to your customer, right? So
Hmm.
it will expand to like a nationwide network.
Hmm.
So it's still like the trend for students.
Hmm. Yeah. So the other student they asked me about logistics, right? So
Yeah,
maybe we can talk about a little bit about logistics because when you do business, you need a good delivery service.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's why the reason we can. But in here, within that means um, you cannot see the well we say the seaway, right? And even we deliver the products by air, right? Because we don't have, just basically we have some the highway. If you want to like transfer or you want to ship, want to make a shipment to that mean to Saigon, right? So
yeah,
the student they cannot imagine what is logistic means. Yeah, so
yeah,
they cannot imagine because they just understand. So logistic is a shipper or something like that, right? So
yeah,
even like it's quite hard to explain to them because like some actually when I understand logistic, the first one you need to understand the law, because we need to understand, the international law, which is Incoterm, right?
Yeah.
And then we understand, the ways where we want to transfer, or we want to deliver our products, right? Yeah.
So this
yeah.
is like a difficult context for your student, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because they can
Yeah.
imagine, right?
Yeah. So I think the easier way to understand is like you have a map for the world, right? And how to deliver the product from maybe for the UK to Vietnam. So which one is the matters? So your student maybe have the answer. How we can go to the plane by air, right? How to we can go to by boat, by the sea, or go why way we go to maybe for the car, the motorbike, for the truck, right? For over, I think for overall matters, we can call this the logistic way, because logistic is how to transfer the product. You can easily understand about that. But we have a lot of idea for how the logistic runs, like Incoterm, right? They don't know about the Incoterm. Maybe this is the law only, and how to run from the nation to other nation. So maybe we can for have an example for e-commerce. E-commerce, we have three parts to understand. The first one, how to pick up the product from the seller to the platform. This is the first one because we want to have the product first. The second one, how to transit the product from maybe for the Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi point, right? We have the in transit, the middle mile, the second mile, and the last mile, called last mile also. How to deliver from the Ho Chi Minh to my address. Yeah, so we can understand about that. The first one, how to pick up from the seller. If seller in domestic, we can use the airway, like a plane, or maybe for the truck, right? Or maybe for the motorbike if it did a single item. But if you use the plane, the cost may be higher. So they always use the simple methods like a truck or maybe for motorbike or a car or in transit car. Yeah. And the second one, how to deliver from the Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City. They don't want to have the big question about one item, so they can have a lot of items. They merge into a truck, for example, and they deliver to this place. And after that, how to send to my place. So we can see the shipper, right? Because the last mile delivery in Vietnam and for maybe for the Asia country, we can do for motorbike. But maybe for the UK and US, we can do the car. Right, because we will have let the motorbike in the streets. So this is the way to understand how it works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, right. So the good idea to explain to my student, right? So if they want to understand more, they need they need to learn.
Yeah, and they can break down the process. The seller, the first one, how to pick the seller. The second one, to in transit for domestic or international. And the third question, how to deliver to your address.
Exactly. So we deliver the product to the customer hands, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm clear, right? I clear to explain to my students, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So basically, we just summary a little bit what we have discussed so far. The first one, we talk about the definition of e-commerce, right? So the second one, we're talking about how the student they need to prepare if they want to become, if they want to work in e-commerce companies such as Shopee, Tiki TikTok shop or something like that, right? And second, and the last one, we mentioned a little bit about logistics and how the student can understand the logistic ways, right? Yeah. Okay, so I think yeah, so that your information you share, so I think the student can understand. Even me too. Will feel very easy to understand. Yeah, the concept and the questions that I raise, right? Okay, so I think that's very good and very happy for today. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe so for the next topic, if I have, or so I can ask you to share to my student if they want to ask you more, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe I think it's very good for today to listen to you, listen to your opinions and your sharing. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming here today and sharing your idea. Yeah, okay, good. Right.
Thank you, and I really appreciate about your invitation. And if you have any topic about business field like import, export, how many department in the company runs, because I work with a lot of partner, right? Internal and externals, how to run the business on an e-commerce platform, and a lot of maybe for metric or the tune for e-commerce, you can ask me.
Yeah, yeah, very
Yeah.
good. So okay.